60 Cringeworthy Nice Guy Stories, according to Reddit. I'm going to be reading from multiple lists, so expect the numbers to not make sense. Number 16. A few years ago, a buddy of mine hosted a party. He invited this one guy out of pity since he really had no friends. Let's call him Ahmad. Now, Ahmad really had a thing for this girl at the party. We'll call her Nadia. But she friend-zoned the fuck out of him, and he spent the entire time at the party being passive-aggressive towards her and making cringeworthy sexist jokes and passive-aggressively trying to cock-block any guys that were trying to talk to her. Nailed it. Anyhow, Nadia got really annoyed with him, kept belittling him after a while, and decided to have really loud sex with this guy at the party towards the end of the night. Ahmad cried himself to sleep cuddling with a pillow he thought belonged to her, but really belonged to my buddy who was hosting the party. My buddy disposed of the pillow the next day. Classic Ahmad. Aw, yeah. Now, DFD ZX in the stream says we're never going to leave this story. I don't know what that means, you know? I mean, it's clearly the first time we've ever read this story. This guy's on his bullshit. What are you talking about? As we continue, start over right there. As we continue up to number 15, I lived in a dorm with this guy who ended becoming, that's what it says. He ended becoming an... Damn. Well, I'd like to thank you, Prelude, for that tree fitty donation.
What's tree fitty?
$3.50.
Tree fitty. Tree fitty.
Yeah, you already know I got that soundboard right there. It's ready to go, bruh. It's ready to go. Number 15. I lived in a dorm with this guy who ended up becoming insanely obsessive and possessive, even though I told him I would never date him. Not in a million years, not no way, not no how. First, he sent me a bouquet of 24 long-stem white roses. Then sent me one of those 5-foot-tall giant teddy bears. Then I failed my G2 test, was pretty sad about it, and he sent me another bouquet of long-stem red roses. I got angry with him and told him to stop treating me like his girlfriend since I would never date him and shit. He told me multiple times that he told his friends that I was his girlfriend and that he was only happy because he had constructed his imaginary world in his mind where we were dating. And that's what made him happier. I went to prom with my friend, who was a year younger than me. Just friends, you know? We were just going as just friends. He demanded the guy's name. He wanted to search him up, etc. He lived about 5-ish hours away from me. He would come to my city, get a hotel downtown, and force me to see him the entire weekend, Saturday and Sunday. When I told him I can't see him both days due to a family thing, you don't have to see him either day, bitch. What the fuck you mean he forcing you to see? These girls can't tell a story without making me want to roll my eyes. When I told him I can't see him both days due to a family thing or other plans, he, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm choking on the bullshit. He would flip his shit and say, I paid X amount of money to come down here and you won't even see me the whole weekend? Well, I didn't ask you to come and spend that money. One time he showed up to my house at like 10 at night. I never gave him my address, which he somehow figured out when he was sending me things. He basically showed up to my house demanding that we hung out. I drove him back to the subway station and told him to never come to my house again. Then I moved back to the city that we go to school in, and he showed up to my apartment in the city after me not telling him where I lived. He would constantly call me demanding I talk to him even though I would tell him that I was busy. It was stressful in my life, I won't lie. Oh no.
We are all grateful for the continuation of these lists. Much love.
Thank you again, my man Prelude. It's nice to know that you have my back in this, my darkest hour. We all bow to the new stream boss. Wow. Clear Eyes has an ingredient to moisturize. Wow. The difference is clear. Clear Eyes. It was a stressful time in my life, I won't lie. Completely ruined my summer having to deal with this shit for 4 months. He's done and out of my life now. Well, that's pretty dope. You know, I'm pretty sad and sorry that those of you who donated, it won't be on the YouTube video that gets saved after this. And I feel like you should have that immortalized, as weird as that sounds. You know? And it does sound weird, but I am a weird guy. So what I'll do is I will reload some of those donations. And by some, I mean, I think Morbid donated 5.
When will you be back on YouTube? Why were you struck? Also, cannot figure out how to subscribe to you on Twitch.
Okay, I'm not gonna...
FML tilde Jezooks.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna go through all of that again, but long story short, YouTube struck me, and it is not a valid reason, but if bigger channels have been struck for non-valid reasons and haven't gotten their shit sorted out, then I've pretty much given up hope on mine. I've done all that I can as far as appealing. Otherwise, I'll just have to wait until their little thing expires, and then we'll go from there. Also, Cleveland donated 5.
Sploosh.
Short and to the point. Prelude donated a whole bunch more, but he donated just now, and then Just Blaze donated trying to get modded.
HEYYY Papa CYAL clasps hands, poor favor. Moderino.
This motherfucker. Look at him out here saying mod me on YouTube and I will fix the issue. What does that mean? What does that mean? You know? I wish I could give Hannah some kind of super Saiyan power so she could just strike down anybody that pissed her off. Because this is going to get wild, I know it. As we continue up this list, number 14 says, I worked at a well-known game shop in my local mall. Sold things like board games, puzzles, card games, like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, etc. Anyway, I'm working behind the counter when a couple guys walk in. One of them has a list of specific Magic cards he wanted in his deck. Okay. I pull up each card on the computer, find it through the copious amounts of binders, and set them aside for him to pay for it. The whole time I'm being friendly and making small talk like someone in my position is supposed to do, especially when my boss was right next to me. He pays me, thanks me, and leaves. The next day, I come to my shift, but come in pretty early, so I wait and sit outside the store on a bench. Here comes Mr. Nice Guy. He sees me sitting alone and comes over to talk to me. I'm not a very talkative person unless I have to be, so I'm already pretty annoyed that he's talking to me outside of work. He does the small talk thing, then goes straight to asking me for my number, and I politely decline, saying I don't give my number out to people that I don't know. Then he did the classic, oh, then my name is blah blah blah, what's yours? I said, my name's Miss Knox. Oh my God. He holds out his hand for a handshake. I shake his hand, but when I pull away, he, how do I put this, lingers on my hand too long? Like I pulled away and his fingers glided across the back of my hand. We're not strangers anymore. Yeah, no, sorry, buddy. I still don't know you. I'm not giving you my number. Then he gets up. He gets that butthurt look. So you have a boyfriend, huh? Yep. You should have just told me that. Then got really pissy and went into the store. Like, I'm sorry I didn't tell you yesterday that I had a boyfriend while I was working to give you a shit ton of cards. Being friendly was my job. Don't take it any other way. Oh my God. This is some cringeworthy shit, man. Pretty crazy. But as we continue, number 13, this guy opened the door for me, and I said thank you, and kept on my way, and he shouted after me, aren't you going to ask for my number? I cringed and walked faster. Is this real life? He was joking, I hope. Number 12, okay? This guy I run into during nerdy events on campus after a showing of Serenity put on by the Women's Center. He went around asking girls for hugs. Okay. This was after a 45-minute discussion on boundaries? He was at the Gender Equality Comic-Con dressed as Tony Stark and asking girls to hang on his arm because he was Tony Stark, and Tony Stark has to be covered in smoking hot babes. Finally, he was in my weekend workshop about King Arthur, and upon seeing my Star Trek travel mug, followed me around the classroom while calling me Sexy Star Trek Mug. Mistral Hadoden called Prelude preludes. I like that. I like that. I like that. As we continue, there was this guy in first year. I was pretty lonely and desperate for a friend, so we hung out all the time, though he was kind of odd. He started off being really kind to me, bringing me food, hanging out with me when I was super depressed, but it kind of escalated. He'd be at my apartment all the time, uninvited, forcing his way in or trying to corner me in public, even when I obviously wanted to be alone. I was polite, but the guy wasn't picking up on it. The final straw was me mentioning that I had been sexually assaulted. I'm pretty open about this, but it's sensitive. And him going, "That's okay, my parents always told me to buy used." Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. After that, I started wearing a massive raincoat around campus so that he wouldn't see me or talk to me. Oh, what a effing creep. Oh. My God. Number 10. A guy had an honest-to-God tantrum that I wouldn't let him sleep over at my place on a second date. We just met and had only kissed and said second date was on Tuesday, and then he blamed my overwhelming Catholic guilt. No, for why I was denying him. Yeesh. This is getting pretty sad. Let's keep going. Number 9. One time my boyfriend and I broke up, and I used to sit by myself at the fountain in campus. This classic fedora dude, slightly chubby, with a face of 10-year-old, covered in stringy facial hair. He would visit me. His voice was the loudest, squeakiest thing, and it could break glass. Normally we had small talk like 3 minutes worth, then I would go to class. This went on for 2 days. One day he nervously asked if I would like to visit LA with him the coming weekend. I had to decline since I was going out of town with my parents. Is that why? Ever since that day, he has not talked to me. Why, thank you, Hotaru. Hotaru told. Yeah. This is the beginning of something crazy. I know it. Well, one day he nervously asked me if I would like to visit LA with him the coming weekend. I had to decline since I was going out of town with my parents. Ever since that day, he has not talked to me. He passive-aggressively runs the opposite direction when we cross paths. If he's in a car and I'm walking adjacent to him, he will hit the gas and floor it out of there. I overheard him talking with his friends sometime later about how women are insensitive cunts and take pleasure in hurting guys. I don't even know, man. Number 8. Had a major storm, 2+ feet, and I live in New York City. This is talking about snow, by the way. You know, this isn't just like 2 individual things that have nothing to do with each other, like maybe a rainstorm and then 2+ feet, you know. 2+ feet equals what, Kyle? Decided I'd shovel my house and my neighbor's house. She was like 79 years old. It's always nice to know that Scooter was here. Thank you, my man. Thank you. I piled the snow as high as I could in front of my house and built a snow fort for the kids. You know, for the kids. Wait a minute. My hand just felt funny. Like really funny. Look, the old neighbor next door comes ringing my bell after she realized I shoveled her property and was irate. She started screaming at me and she wasn't paying me for the yard she started screaming at me that she wasn't paying me for my work. I told her I didn't want her money. I just wanted to build the fort for my kids to play in. She lost it. Started screaming yet again about my kids making too much noise playing in the snow. She threatened to call the police. I handed her my phone and said, either call or I'll call and report you for harassment. She curses me out, mumbled some stuff, and stomped away. No good deed goes unpunished. That's how I feel, baby. Just don't even, you know? Just don't even. Man, give me a piece of that deer action. As we continue, number 7. I went on a first date, wasn't feeling it, offered to pay the tab, he wouldn't let me, we parted ways. You think that would be the end, right? Oh no. He texted me later telling me how I hurt him by accepting his kindness. The dinner he paid for, even though he didn't have to, and just sending him home alone. He was horny, and why don't you come over and work off that dinner, wink wink. I responded by telling him to lose my number. He responded by calling me a money-hungry whore. I responded by sending my half of the dinner we shared to him via PayPal. Wow. Wow. Number 6, man. This is a pretty sad, man. For the people watching the YouTube, yeah, like there was more of this before the stream started. And if you want some of that, then maybe you need to come by to Twitch, baby. Links in the description. That being said, though, man, this is pretty sad, man. Like, geez, people acting like this. Grown adults out here acting like this. Number 6, the boyfriend was out of town volunteering at Beer Fest with his friends. An Irish trad band I really liked was playing at the local pub, so I went by myself. I don't know a lot of people in my city, and most of my friends I do have are homebody types or have babies and don't really do the pub thing anymore. I sit at the bar and enjoy the band. There's a space next to me at the bar, and a guy asks if he can squeeze in next to me to order a drink. The place is pretty crowded. Nobody's with me, so I say sure. We introduce ourselves while he's waiting for his drink, and he introduces me to his friends who are there with him. We make polite and friendly conversation, as one does in the Midwest, when you don't want to just sit in an awkward silence in close proximity to someone, studiously ignoring their existence. Basic shit. What do you do for work, etc.? I'm watching the band, and I turn around and the dude has ordered 4 shots, 1 for me and 2 for his friends. I didn't really want one and nobody asked me, but it's there and it seemed like a friendly thing, so I fine, I guess, right? I make a comment about my boyfriend at some point in conversation, and he's like, oh, well, why isn't he here? Because it's 2016 and I'm allowed to leave the house without a chaperone? He proceeded to get all butthurt about how he wasted his night. Oh, talking to me. While simultaneously telling me he wouldn't have behaved any differently if I had just been honest with him. Never said I was single or implied I was interested at all. The conversation was totally friendly, zero flirtation going on. When I asked what I was supposed to say, I have a boyfriend the second you said hello, because that generally turns into, well, I wasn't interested, you stuck-up bitch. You should be so lucky. He responded that he was sorry, I've had that experience in the past, but he's not one of those guys. How the fuck am I supposed to know that? Oh, right. You're a nice guy. You just berate girls for having the audacity to go out to a pub by themselves, listen to a little music, and not sleep with you for buying them a drink that they didn't ask for and treating them to your scintillating conversation. You fucker. I love this girl. I would have a drink with this girl. I ended up getting so upset. I went to the bathroom and cried. Oh, God, no. This poor girl. Oh, God. Why are people so awful in the world? Poor girl. It seemed like she dealt with that. And you know what the scariest part is? Like, the girls who have, like, who are tough and are strong, they can deal with some shit in a badass way and take care of themselves and stand up for themselves and not be taken advantage of or used like a doormat. But they probably go home at the end of the day and they fall apart, and that breaks my heart. If you're one of these ladies, you know how to get a hold of me, girl. I'm always here for you, girl. You could Snapchat me, girl. All up in the Discord, girl. Discord me, baby. Discord me lately. Hold on, there's a Discord. Let me get the Discord link. Hold on, see how this works. Discord app. Okay. Oh my God, what's the Discord? Crap. How do you get like I want to invite people, but it's like it's a never expire link, right? Boom shakalaka. Ugh, boy. There it is, guys. Believe in yourself. Now we continue. Number 5. I accidentally mugged a young French lady visiting Manhattan momentarily. Earlier this week, I was entering the New York City subway, and the person in front of me was struggling with the turnstile. She had just swiped her Metro card too slowly, and it didn't register. She tried again and it worked, but when she went through the turnstile, the rolling luggage she was pulling along was too far back. It wasn't going through with her, and to make things more confusing, the bag blocked the turnstile from letting her through. Like, I nearly vomited on the confusion of what I just read, trying to process it as well as read it well. Why, thank you, the Legend Rich. That's so sweet. Wow. I really feel like I need to change that sound so that it's not the same sound for when... Was that a test follow, you idiot? God. Alright. So I'm going to change that to... Let's see if I can make this sound... I'll make it one of the normal sounds, right? Nope. Thought it was like a water sound that I liked.
Oh, yeah.
Not that, please. I thought there was like a... Nope. I'm so sorry about all this. Sorry. This is it. This is the one I'm used to. That's the one for... Uh-oh. Yes, this... What? This will be the one for follows, right? And I'll save the settings there. The donations will have courage, and then the subscriptions, it'll be the slap it on some toast, surely, right? Yeah.
Slap it on some toast.
So there's that. I think we're all done. Simple, quickly sorted. Now, to start this over and make a little more sense than I was trying to make of it initially, I accidentally mugged a young French lady visiting Manhattan. Earlier this weekend, I was entering the New York City subway, and the person in front of me was struggling with the turnstile. She had just swiped her Metro card too slowly, and it did not register. She tried again, and it worked, but when she went through the turnstile, the rolling luggage she was pulling along was too far back. It wasn't going through with her, and to make things more confusing, the bag blocked the turnstile from letting her through. I tried to explain to her what was going on, and she replied back in French, I'm pretty sure, and I don't speak French. So I pointed down to her bag and said, "Your bag," and pointed to the turnstile. She was confused and tried to swipe her card again, which not only wouldn't have helped, but would have double charged her. So I quickly put my hand on the card swipe to stop her and said, "Don't worry, I'll help." At that point, I grabbed the handle of her bag, the one attached to the bag itself, not telescoping one she was holding, my dude, and told her to go through the turnstile. Go, I pointed. I lifted her bag over the turnstile and she walked through, helping her past it. I had done a good deed, except she apparently didn't see it that way. I think she thought I was stealing her luggage, because the look on her face was shocked horror, and she ran from the turnstile as fast as a 5'4" person with a too big bag can run through the NYC subway, saying something like, "No, no, no," the entire time. Okay, well, at least it ended kind of funny. I guess as funny as a story about someone who thought they were getting robbed can end. I mean, this is a good ending because it was a mistake. It was a misunderstanding. No, no, no. Okay. No. Number 4. Okay. A few years ago, I had taken a day trip to the beach alone. I live in a teeny tiny country in Central America. Teeny tiny country in Central America. And was walking through town to grab a lunch. A guy stopped me, said he'd seen me on the beach earlier, and asked if I wanted to grab a drink with him. I thanked him, but politely declined. He took it pretty gracefully at first and asked if he had been offensive in his approach. I told him not at all, and that I just had a hectic week and wanted to spend the day alone. And then I wished him well. Well, apparently that was the wrong thing to say. He said, "What? So just because you want to spend the day alone means you can't hang out with me?" I said that was pretty much what the definition of alone entailed. He started raising his voice and asking what was wrong with him. Was he ugly? Was I a lesbian? I said he just turned around. I should have just turned around and walked away, but at this point in my life, my fear of being thought of as impolite was greater than the fear of my own safety. So I gave him the "I have a boyfriend" excuse. He started yelling in the middle of the street. "What? So just because you have a boyfriend means we can't hang out? Maybe I just wanted to be your friend, huh? Maybe I just wanted to get to know you. Maybe. I see you as more than just a pretty face, unlike your shallow boyfriend." I started to back away, telling him that it was nice meeting him, but I had to go. At this point, people are thankfully starting to see what's going on. The dude says, "Why are you backing away? Are you scared of me? Why are you scared of me? I'm a really nice guy. You're acting like a monster." The comment and the situation were just so insane at that point that I just cracked up and walked away. The worst part is I have a whole collection of strangely similar experiences. I've been doing MMA for about 4 years now and had to choke out a dude I met at a hostel in the middle of the street because he tried to sexually assault me because I owed him for keeping me safe when we went bar hopping late one night. The irony isn't lost on me with that situation. He literally tried to tackle me in the middle of an empty road at 2 a.m. to rape me. Nice guys are scary, dude. Woo! This is funny. But as we continue, we arrive at number 3. Here goes. I heard this from a coworker. She had this stage 5 clinger named Chris, I think, who had major crushes on her for 2+ years. Anyway, at first being polite didn't work, so it evolved into condescending douchebag after he failed. He decided to bribe his way into her pants. He bought her PAX East tickets, $5,000 earrings, etc. Now, it's important to know, this entire time the girl had a live-in boyfriend? Damn. A live-in boyfriend. So Chris takes her shopping. She tries to tell him she doesn't want anything and has told him many times she just wants friendship anyway. He goes to drop her off and says, "So do you want to go out sometime?" She of course says no, and his response is to call her a goddamn whore.
You whore.
Who the hell just Snapchatted me? People don't Snapchat me. Oh my god. Oh my god, wow. Somebody did. Wow. As we continue, we arrive at number 2. I had a guy recently who was just blowing my mind with the amount of nice guy. He says things like, ever since I grew up and started appreciating women, I haven't been laid. He talks about how women dress a certain way, and they're used to compliments in those outfits, so he only hits on women wearing normal clothes at the bookstore or at the grocery store. I was like, well, pal, maybe the reason you're not getting laid is because you don't really understand women. You just have mentally categorized them and assume their intentions and actions before they happen. He also constantly talks about how mature he is and how it's hard to date at his age, 30-something, because of his maturity. Oh, it's so mature. Oh my god, get a load of the maturity on that one. Thank you, I am Wario, for following. Shouldn't that be... Yeah, that's good. It's the noise that I wanted. Sorry, I was setting an alarm for the morning whole time, so that, as we're continuing. Number 24. A past coworker had a huge crush on me. He was very sweet, but I would ignore his incessant messaging. And when he asked me if I had received his messages that weekend, I came up with a basic excuse like, sorry, but my phone is messed up and I don't receive messages on time. You believe in that? This fucking guy not only believes a terrible excuse, but he adds a phone line to his phone plan, gets a great quality brand new goddamn phone, and surprises me with it at the end of my shift. As he stands beside my car with a bulgy-eyed stuffed animal and a T-Mobile box, I wanted to crawl into a hole. Long story short, I let him down easy, and he cried. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. As we continue, number 23. I am a lesbian? You like that inflection? I could have read that anyway. Wait a minute, somebody just subscribed to me? Lick my fat boy anus. Thank you, lick my fat boy anus. Come on. I try to give people the attention they deserve. And we got the lick my fat boy anus shit going on in here. I am a lesbian. I have been out for a long time, so it's not a secret or anything. Back in university, there was this dude who was a mutual friends with my friend group. I got along with him okay before things came to a head around 2 years ago. Well, apparently he had been having a crush on me and had been resenting that I wouldn't reciprocate, proceeded to tarnish my reputation with my friends, and got them to basically up and abandon me. When I met my current significant other and we were working towards getting together, he sent a former friend to tell my significant other that I'm a bad person. Good thing she didn't listen. We've been together for 3 years now. Oh, good for you. Someday I'll have all the followers in the world, and then we can move on to phase 2 of taking over the galaxy when the world is not enough. As we continue, we arrive at maybe a little bit of that number 21. I joined the student government and made a new friend on the first day. Well, good for you. He asked for my number so we could easily contact each other, considering we were working in the same department. I figured it made sense, so I gave him my number. Well, An hour later, I get a text message asking if I wanted to hang out sometime. Still didn't think much of it and figured I would reply later after class. Around half an hour later, he sends me another text asking if I was interested and why I hadn't replied yet. Then he calls me. I don't pick up because I'm creeped out at this point. He leaves me a voicemail and starts flipping out on me, saying that I should just be upfront with him instead of leading him on. Immediately calls back again, leaves a voicemail asking if I'm still interested, and if so, I should let him know ASAP. Leaves another voicemail and gets angry at me, saying that I'm not worth it and tells me I lost my chance. Then he calls again. I decline the call and block his number. I never saw him in student government after that day. You mean to tell me this motherfucker may have just been in there trying to scoop up motherfuckers that he wasn't even in that class? What the hell? What the hell? Oh my God. Okay, listen to me. Mitch Runs, are you saying that I should be getting this Amazon crap because then I'll be able to put in the emojis that I want? Like my bleach emoji that I love. And of course, Patrick Star. And of course, Patrick Star. What was I gonna say? How dare you, Manny191? How dare you that's not follow me. Thank you for the follow. I gotta snap out of the YouTube mode, man. YouTube turned its back on me. You know? Turned its back on me like a bad episode of, what's that one show with the Incredible Hulk, and that he would walk down the street and the music would be like... So we continue up to the next post. Number 20 simply says, me 10 minutes ago. Oh, this thread will be entertaining. Me now. Sad face. Hey, look, this is how I kind of feel, man. This is kind of a bummer. This list is pretty funny in that, like, you don't expect women. Guys, can I tell you something? How about this? To all the women in the stream chat, you know how to get a hold of me on Twitch. You know how to get a hold of me in Discord. And hey, this may also apply to some of the dudes, okay? If any of you have received voicemails from people who are harassing you or just don't get the hint, oh my God, voicemails are gold. You have got to send those to me so I can, monetize them on YouTube. Holy shit, that sounds too good to be true. I was talking earlier to Dia about how them shutting down incels was one of the saddest things that they could ever have done for the internet, because it was a fucking gold mine. Incels, the subreddit, was a gold mine. Oh, number 19. He seemed nice at first. We dated for maybe 2 weeks. I wasn't feeling it, so rather than lead him on, I broke up with him. He went on to tell his whole Christian Bible college about how the women he was going to marry had broken his heart and that they should pray for me. He then texted me every few days to tell me that he was praying for me and that he's here for me whenever I'm ready. I blocked him after a few of those because I'm happily in a great relationship now, but he still posts stuff on Instagram about me and how I broke his heart. It's awkward. I swear, after this... Wow, follower. Wow, sticky white man Mayo. Wow. Jesus Christ. Sticky white man Mayo? Ugh. Okay. If there are 40 of you here and 40 of you, followed tonight, then I love you to death. Because that's all that matters. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for joining Sticky White Man Mayo in standing behind what we're gonna push forward to do. Sometimes when you push forward and push in, you gotta pull out before you do it all over again. Life is like a cycle, you know what I mean? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know how gooey. Number 18. I was talking with my friend and noticed a guy talking or watching me from across the room. He looked scruffy, neck beard, and a little greasy, but I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt by just avoiding eye contact. Then he moved a few chairs closer. Then he sat across from my friend and I. Then he moved his chair to be knee to knee with me. cutting off my conversation with my friend and trapping me in a corner. This was a hell no moment, but he was pretty big and I'm not, so I tried to talk my way out of it. It's like a video game now, oh my god. Dude didn't want me to escape, so I checked my inventory to see if I could craft something. I'm kidding. He handed me a paper with his fucking phone number on it. He just got these on deck, you know what I mean? He tried to start a conversation, asked me what movies I was into. I said The Avengers. Wrong answer. He started lecturing me on why I couldn't know about them and how Captain America, though I probably didn't know much about him, is inherently inferior to Iron Man, but the ladies drool over him anyways. Okay, cool. He's big, he's pissy, and he's edgy. I want out. I tried to scare him off. I tried to be polite. Everything I did, he liked. What really sold it? He leaned forward, caressed my knee, and said, "Wow, you're just like I designed you in my computer." What? Deer in headlights, look from me, and my friend has taken off to look for backup. I love it. Wait, I mean, you're the kind of girl I would have designed in my computer. Not helping, dude. Friend didn't find backup, but she ran back over and yelled, "Come some stupid, oh no, we're gonna be late, gotta go now," bowled him out of the way, grabbed my arm, and took off, while he shoots after me to text him and that we have a date Friday. This is not real life. This is not real life. I owe her a life debt and I never sit down in that lobby anymore. Y'all can't be in college with people acting like this. What? This isn't real. This isn't real. Number 17. I cosplay and have a page on Facebook for it. Some guy found it and proceeded to nonstop message me 24/7, tell me how beautiful I was, how much he loved my costumes, etc. Anyways, I mainly cosplay the League of Legends, and I have a group of 5 of us that normally play together. This guy wanted to play with us so bad, so I finally agreed to one game and invited him to the Skype call. He used a low voice changer in the call and was saying all this weird shit to my friends and in all chat in the game. He kept going on about how hot I was and all that shit. Turns out he added my friend before the game started and private messaged him saying her laugh makes me cum in my pants. Oh my god. My friend took a picture of it, sent it to me, and shit got really awkward trying to get him to leave. We invited my boyfriend at the time and that just pissed him off. And he put on another voice changer on top of the low one, so it sounded super fucked up. It ended in him threatening me, saying that he knew where I lived, was going to come rape me, torture me, murder me, and then fuck my corpse. Okay. Oh my god. These took a turn. You know what I'm talking about? Woo! Number 16. In high school, I befriended a guy at work named Tyler. He went to a different school, but I had previously worked with his neighbor, who was also a girl like myself. She also grew up knowing my friend Danielle, so we'd all hang out pretty frequently, and because I and his neighbor didn't have driver's licenses, he or Danielle would typically pick us up, drop us off to hang out. Well, we were all on great terms, hanging out for like 6 months. Then I started hearing stuff about him having a crush on me, but I ignored it because I knew I had no romantic feelings for him, and he never put moves on me, so I assumed it was just people teasing. He ended up asking me to hang out, just the 2 of us, while we were at work, and a male coworker butted in to save me from what I later realized was an attempted date. The coworker said that we had a date together that night, and Tyler never said anything until he freaked the fuck out on me via text message a few days later about how I never gave him a chance and that I only liked the other coworker because he was rich, good looking, and drove a nice car. Let me see here. Anybody in here rich, good looking? and drive a nice car. Yeah. It was awful. I warned his neighbor and my friend Danielle, and they chose to ignore it until he had the same reaction to each of them dating other people. In a good twist of fate, though, I did end up going on that date with the other coworker, and now we're married 10 years later with a baby. Number 2 due on Valentine's Day. Suck a dick, you fucking losers. That's what I'm talking about. Manny191 says, this is awesome. I can lock my phone and Kyle while I'm walking my dog, while I'm walking my pooch. What a world. As we continue up this list, let's see what's up. Number 15. Was friends with my coworker who was significantly older than me. He had a wife and a newborn baby. I was 18 at the time, for your information. We never talked outside of work, just were friendly during office hours because we worked in the same room and were part of a small company. We would often go for lunch together because he could drive and I couldn't, and there was no food places within walking distance. Slowly over time, he started hitting on me and flirting with me more and more. I always made a point of shutting him down, and not in a joking manner. Nearing the end of my contract at the company, he insists that we go for lunch together that day. All right, we go. He tries to buy my lunch, but I tell him no. We're driving back, and he's really laying the flirting on thick. We pull into our office's parking lot, and this motherfucker looks over and puts his hand super high on my thigh. Before he could say anything, I looked him dead in the eye and told him to get his fucking hand off of me. Homeboy started in with the, oh hey, I didn't mean anything by it, I'm a nice guy bullshit, and I left and went inside. Later that same day, he was back in our room. He kept saying things about how we were good for each other and that he was a good guy, and he thinks that we could really have something if it weren't for his wife. I was honestly scared to go into work the next day or next week because I thought he might try to kiss me. Ugh. Kiss the girl. Sorry. Not that this is okay. This shit ain't okay. Did Dia just say basically you, Kyle? You just need the nice car? How am I rich and oh, okay. Well, how am I rich? You see what I'm saying? That's not true. If I were rich, I would buy likes on Reddit, or I would buy followers on Twitch, and then I'd be popular so that I could just coast, you know? I could have some kind of radio talk show where I bring in guests and they call me up and they're all like, hey Kyle, oh, you're pretty cool, you know? And I'd be like, yeah, next caller. Yep, that's my $1 billion idea. It's just people calling in to go, you know, you're pretty cool, Kyle. And I go, yep, can't argue there. Let's go over to the next caller. Oh my God. Did I finish this? Yes. We are low on this list, guys. And I feel the burn because it's been 2 hours of me streaming, but it's only been 48 minutes of the recording that I'm doing for YouTube. So I have to push on. Number 14. A guy in high school who I had been friends with got very possessive of me when I started dating my now husband. So much so that he would literally walk between the two of us anytime he saw us together. What? Thank you, Jims68 Olds 442. What? So much so that he would literally walk between the two of us anytime he saw us together. One day I get to my economics class and there's a CD case taped to my desk with my name on it. Well, I'm running late, so I shrug, throw it in my backpack, and completely forget about it until the day after that. And then it blew up. It was a bomb. I get into my boyfriend's car and he starts digging through his CD case to find music, and it jogs my memory. I tell him about the CD on my desk, and take it out of my backpack. I opened the case and found about 30 dried flattened flowers fall out. There's a note on the inside of the case detailing how much the other guy loves me and we're meant to be together. And to prove it, he made me a mixtape of his love for me. We put the CD in the player and wait, 23 songs, each one about ass. I don't like gold. I don't like swimming. I just like chasing them big butt women. How the hell did this sticky white man Mayo know to talk about ass before we got there? He says I'm down to eat ass anytime. What's going on here? Get this guy out of here. What an idiot. What? Oh my god. Well, I guess long live that guy, huh? Oh boy. Well, I guess it's a real stream now that that we have christened it with our first band. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. I found you, Miss New Booty. This is a joke. Now, the further into the CD I get, the more hysterical my boyfriend becomes. He went from blind rage upon hearing the note to complete hyena laughter in a matter of minutes. I'm sitting on my apparently very much enjoyed ass. It's in stunned silence. The next day I explained to the other guy that the devil had a better chance of building a snowman than he had of us dating. And maybe the next object of his affection shouldn't receive an Ode to Ass CD. He got downright shitty, but eventually lost interest and moved on. My husband kept the CD, and when he sees me in a bad mood, he plays it and starts laughing all over again 11 years later. We need to know the tracks. We need to know the tracks on that fucking CD. We need to know the tracks. I really want to know the tracks on that CD. So what are the track lists on that mixtape? That's what I want to know. Oh my god. Look, number 13. We're gonna die, guys, very soon. Many moons ago, I met a guy on OkCupid. We went on an exactly one date. We had an okay time until the end of the date when he would not let go of me, as in he hugged me and wouldn't stop. At first I kinda laughed, but it quickly accelerated to, okay, fucking let me go now. He let go about 2 seconds before I went screaming bloody murder ballistic. And suffice it to say, I was done with this guy forever. He sent me 3 emails that night, 3 the next day, and kept this up for about a month. Then about 3 months later, he emailed me again to see if you've decided you're into nice guys after all. Oh my god. Linda gave you a thumbs up after you fucked up the name, man. I'm in love with that. I'm in love with Linda giving you a thumbs up. I'm in love with that. She thumbs up on that ass. She thumbs up on that ass. Number 12. It was high school. I considered the guy my best friend. And when he revealed that he had feelings for me, I rejected him and asked if he was comfortable staying just friends. He insisted that it was cool and that I didn't feel the same way. And he wanted to keep hanging out platonically. He was mostly pretty okay about it until I started seeing a girl. Wow, even girls are getting a shot with you before I do, huh? He joked. I told him that my new relationship was a secret because she and I were both still in the closet. He was the only one I told since, you know, he claimed to be my best friend. By next week, everyone in our entire hometown knew. faced tons of backlash, got homophobic slurs muttered about me in the hallways at school. Good times. Rejected a guy, and he outed me. Well, what did you expect, you naive little bitch? I'm kidding. I'm sorry that happened to her. She didn't deserve it. Making my way downtown. Number 11. I had a number of guys who I went on a date with who insisted on paying for my meal or drinks or whatever, who would then turn around and get really angry if I don't want to hook up with them because I owe them. When I point out that I'm not a prostitute, they always tell me how I should be more appreciative of how nice and kind they are to me. I always stop dating for a while after this happens. Yep. Number 10. Around last year, I ran into someone I had vaguely known in high school, but didn't like back then because he was really strange. But when we saw each other, he seemed like he had really matured. Oh my God. It's baby gravy in my manhole. I wonder who that could be. Baby gravy in my manhole. Baby gravy in my manhole. Around last year, I ran into someone that I had vaguely known in high school, and he seemed like he had really matured. So we added each other on Facebook like the basic pieces of garbage we are, and we would occasionally message each other. He started going through a really rough time. His dad passed away. He'd started getting into harder drugs. So when he reached out for help, I tried to do my best to be there for him. And he wanted some blowjobs. Convinced him to start going to therapy and all that jazz, and it really seemed like it was helping. Then he started pushing me to come over to his college, hang out with him, even though it was an hour away, and would try to invite himself over to my apartment. I just brushed it off and made excuses about not being able to. Hey, I have a Future Artist 1995. Wow. Gomi banned the crap out of baby gravy in my manhole. Wow. Thank you, Hannah. I don't want baby gravy in my manhole, so I'm glad that you banned that. Oh God. Oh, hey, look, it's Linda. Let me see something here. I think there's another. Hold on. A baby gravy in my manhole, baby. Baby gravy in my manhole. Baby gravy in my manhole tonight. Oh, man. Now that's funny. Yeah, Hannah's quick on that trigger. You guys don't want to test her. She's like a desperado, you know what I mean? She got the revolver. She got a cowboy hat on. Tumbleweed come rolling by. She's all like, it's Hannah. It's Hannah Noon. Which one works better? Okay, a few weeks down the line, he asked me why I never gave him a chance. I've been with my significant other for almost 3 years, and this guy knew that we were still together because of Facebook and the fact that I was with my significant other as often as I could be. I told him that I was with someone, that I was very happy with that, and that all he was ever going to be was a friend. He lost his shit and started calling me and messaging me, calling me a lying whore, and then I led him on. He said that he was always so nice to me, so how would I fuck him? And now, so I would wait. He was always so nice to me, so I would fuck him, and now it was all just a waste of time. He started threatening to kill himself. Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Show your true beta form. If I wouldn't sleep with him, I ended up calling the police for them to go check on him since he was saying all this stuff and I didn't want him to hurt himself. They ended up admitting him for around a week, and I've had to block him on every social media and change jobs just so he wouldn't show up and do anything. Change jobs, my dude? This dude is just one ass whooping away from your boyfriend from acting like a non-bitch. He's spreading lies about me now, apparently, since when I went back home for Thanksgiving break, I had people asking me why I cheated on my significant other and that guy, with that guy, and if I had really...
This is killing me.
And if I really had him put in a mental hospital because he ended the affair, now that's wild. That is some wild shit. That is some wild and wacky shit. My God. As we continue, baby. Number 9. First few weeks in my freshman year of high school was waiting at lunch line when a senior comes up to me and offers to pay my lunch. Wait, who is this? A safe for work name. Okay. Okay, man. Whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do, man. Okay, number 9. First few weeks in freshman year of high school was waiting at the lunch line when a senior comes up to me and offers to pay for my lunch. Despite being 14 years old, I can still tell he's obviously going to try to make a move or something, but I say fuck it, free lunch, right? Anyway, he buys my lunch and I expect him to ask my number or some other petty shit, but this motherfucker says, and I quote, "Meet me in the bathroom after lunch." Oh shit. Oh my God. A safer work name says, "Okay guys, baby gravy in my manhole has turned over a new leaf." Oh yeah. You know how funny certain turns of phrase I think are, and turned over a new leaf is a phrase where if you say it just twice, it's lost all meaning. Guys, I've turned over a new leaf. You what? Okay. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Oh boy. Oh my God. Give me a second. Number 8. Oh boy. I was out at a bar and a guy started talking to me. After about 5 minutes, I told him I actually had a long-term boyfriend, so if he would rather mingle, that was totally fine with me, and I completely understood. He looked so hurt and was like, "Oh my God, no. You seem great, and I'd love to keep talking. Of course, that's no problem at all." He was really outgoing, and we had a fun rapport, so I stuck around. About an hour in, I'm now pretty buzzed, and the nice guy manipulation begins. He keeps touching me, and whenever I tell him to stop, he's like, "You're so on edge." I'm just being friendly. Oh my God. Oh, sorry, Keko. Oh. Gomenasai. Just constantly invalidating my boundaries and making me feel impolite. Then he starts in with a badgering. "If you were unhappy or you weren't interested, why did you accept a drink? If you're so happy with your boyfriend, then why are you out here? Don't you know he's probably cheating on you since he's alone? You're too young for a serious relationship anyway." I finally had it when he said, "Look at your sister over there. She's so sexual and men love her. You should be like that. People would like you better." I told him he didn't know what he was talking about, and I was visibly angered. Then the weirdest thing happened. In that moment, I turned invisible. Like his eyes glazed over and I ceased to exist, and he just wandered away to a new group of girls. As soon as he finally gave up on trying to get in my pants, I wasn't even a person anymore. Our hour plus of laughter together and sharing about our lives, I took a genuine human connection meant literally nothing. I was just someone maybe he could bully into fucking. Anyway, there's a nice guy for you. It sucks being reduced to an object after you think someone actually found you interesting. Y'all hoes out here trying to like talk to people in bars, you know? Newsflash, like, so stupid. Bitches be stupid. And yes, it's one thing if y'all are going to see a band or something maybe, but you're at a bar, hoes. Y'all are at a bar. It's the Lexeus. Oh, sorry, Kiko. Lexeus, I'm dying. It's the Lexeus himself. What hot Lexaeus action. Lexaeus, I'm sorry that you've missed so much of this list. And I'm sorry that the whole YouTube thing came crumbling down. But what can we do, you know? Number 7, I left a university club meeting and the organizer told all the guys to walk the girls to their cars to protect them. One guy walked me to my car, then pinned me against my door, refusing to let me get in my car until I kissed him and agreed to go on a date with him. He kept saying he was a nice guy. He walked me to my car. He was a gentleman. Can you imagine that? I kept begging him to let me go, that he was hurting me. He had pinned my arm behind my shoulder. My shoulder hurt for a week. I finally relented and let him kiss me while I cried and lied that I would go on a date with him. When I finally got home and told my friends what had happened, why didn't you just agree to go on a date with him? He's such a nice guy. Oh my God. Oh my God. That happened 10 years ago and I'm still scared. That poor girl. Somebody named Big Orgy at my house, men only, followed. Come on, man. Y'all out here testing out your material while you're following me. You know, I don't have a problem with it. Make as many accounts as you guys want, okay? Yeah. Make as many accounts as you want now. Guess what, babies? We're only 6 away from the end of this list, and I'm about to put a bow on this motherfucker. Number 6, I had a random guy add me on Facebook, one mutual friend, but nothing else in common. No idea who he was, so logically I ignored the request. The next day I start getting messages. I know someone as beautiful as you would never talk to me, but I had to try. Girls like you are the worst. I'm just being nice. You could at least say hi, bitch. I'm the best you could get. I blocked him, was thoroughly creeped out for a while. After that, who does that? That guy, apparently. You like the way I said bitch, like I invented that word? That's the way that people say it sometimes, man. They do, like it's the first time the word's ever been said. They drop in that word like it's hot. You know what I'm like? You could at least say hi, bitch. Bitch. You bitch. Oh my God. Female dog me, Chan. Oh man. Dia says, can that rebirth come with some wisdom and maturity? You can never strike me down. You sure? You sure about that? Are you sure about that? As we roll up to number 5, okay? I had one guy who would cry. Hotaro Kujo is now following. I appreciate that. It's pretty sexy. It's pretty cute. You know what I think I'll do? What if I make it so that it's purple? That makes more sense to me. It makes more sense to me if the follows are purple. So let me see what I can do. Font settings, font color. Let's take it on over to like a twitchy purple. Maybe like a bright purple. Let's give that a test. That seems to be stroked with a bit of black, and I'd like it if it were stroked with white, probably, right? Which is weird. I don't know where to go with it. I don't know where to go. All I know is we're almost at the end of this list. We should destroy it. I had one guy who had a crush on me completely stop talking to me when I started dating someone else, but on my birthday, I got a huge box in the mail from him. It had a ton of weird stuff in it, bed sheets, a stuffed giraffe, an old journal from a young grade that they had to write in for points, with new entries made all about me, all written in his kid style, a framed collage of pictures of me and screenshots of our text conversations, a letter explaining the giraffe begged to be sent to me, as well as congratulating me for my 4-month anniversary. I called him immediately to tell him that this was inappropriate, and he called my boyfriend and got into a fight with him or something, and then posted on Facebook about how he went out of his way to get a nice gift for a girl who didn't. MTL 1331. Thank you, my man. I think I know what I need to do. Save settings. I think I know what I need to do. I called him immediately, tell him that the gift was inappropriate. He got into a fight with my boyfriend, and then posted on Facebook about how he went out of his way to get a nice gift for a girl who didn't appreciate it. Homo. So we continue. We're almost done. Ooh, final 3, baby. Number 4. I was getting tortured at... No. I know that's what you wanted it to be, huh, Kyle? Oni-san, Ayamete is now following me. Thank you, Oni-san. You know I appreciate this. You know I appreciate you. And I always will. I'll always be here for you. The stream happens every day at 9:30 p.m. I'm here for you. Number 4. I was getting tutored at school one time, and the guy was tutoring me was asking what my plans were for the weekend. I assumed it was small talk, so I just said the usual: studying, working, hanging out with my boyfriend. He got pissed. He started to rant on about how girls like me were all the same, always using guys and then giving anything in return, that he helped me, so the least I could do was go on a date with him. That he's so nice and no girls ever want to date him, probably because they all like jerks. His word. This is an incel. He said I was fake and a tease, too, for allowing him to tutor me. He got kind of aggressive, too, and started to slam things around, shove chairs into tables and stuff. I noped out of there so fierce. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, number 2, we're almost done. When visiting my hometown, an old guy friend from high school contacted me saying him and a group of old high school buddies were going to a coffee house at our old school, then to a bar after, and they wanted me to come. When I got there, it was just him. He told me the one person canceled and 2 others were running late and would meet us at the bar after the show. I always felt comfortable with this guy, so I didn't mind sitting in the back of the coffee house and catching up. After the coffee house, he offered to follow me home so I could drop off my car. He didn't drink, but I did at the time. He said he would be my designated driver. I thought that would be all right. My mom knew my plans. We get to the bar, and the couple of friends that are waiting on us, are there waiting for us with drinks for me. I have about 4 mixed drinks. Our 2 friends take off, but my ride was finishing up a game of pool, so I waited. He ordered me another drink, even though I said I had enough, and got frustrated and offended that I wouldn't drink since he paid for it. I caved in and I drank it. After driving me home, he tried to bang me in my driveway, hands all over the place, kissing me while I pushed him away. I had to slap him across the face to get him to stop. After slapping me, he bitched about how lucky I should feel because he was a really nice guy and treated me like a princess all night. He also screamed at me from the car window that I was a slut. He was not a nice guy. Well, that's the irony of the phrase nice guy, you know. It's brilliant. It's brilliant is what it is. You slut. You unfuckable whore. That's my favorite one. Let's write that up there. That's what it was. Unfuckable whore. I fucking love that. Okay. As we travel to the remaining one on the list of what has surely, it's been 60 of these cringeworthy nice guy stories. We're at number 1. A long time ago, a guy in my group project insisted on driving me home after because he didn't want me to walk in the rain. How nice of him. The next time our group met up, he wanted to drive me home again, but I declined because I was going to a friend's place. He blew the fuck up at me and said the only reason I wouldn't date him, first of all, a ride home is not a date, dude, was because he was Middle Eastern. Allahu Akbar. I already had a boyfriend at the time who was Lebanese. Ooh, dirty knees. I thought that would shut him up, but he said that white women shouldn't be with Arabic men. What? You just wanted to date me a second ago, pal. Another dude in the group thankfully suggested subtly that we finish the project via email. A true bro. I'll never forget you guy whose name I forgot. Oh God. You women are all the same. Guys, thank you for joining me on this adventure. It's crazy that we have to be somewhere else, but you know, that's what happens. I like this. Oh boy. Thank you all for being here. You know, it makes my heart swell knowing that you're willing to be here. I still want to thank my subscribers who are dope, who are amazing. I still want to thank my my sponsors, and I want to thank my patrons. You guys are just amazing, and you know it. Special thanks to Prelude, who was going real crazy in the earlier portion of tonight. Oh my God. Special thanks to Cleveland and Jesus, of course. And let's not forget Just Blaze, who, since he isn't here, we can be honest about secretly unmodding later. Ha 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 ha. You already know what's coming, guys.